Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Lapper Championship Series here at SRL in Season 4. This is an event which is being held in our break season, off-season break weeks, and we are definitely going for something interesting today. Well, let's go to the teams. Max Bell is going to drive the Mercedes alongside Joe Royal. Lancy is going to drive with Gomez Janta, MN Trucker and LT Trucker brothers on the Red Bulls. The GOAT Melly in the Aston Martin. Arjun and Owen are driving for the Alpine team. SF Rock and Nathaniel are driving the McLaren team. Lars and Face Pantera driving the AlphaTauri. Gatsby and Fingerhook, of course, they are driving the Haas. Alfa Romeo for PSD Dogo, and Del Gesu is driving for the Alfa Romeo team. Norge Federico and Stan are driving for the Williams. So we're going to have a thriller of a race. So we're going for the first race of this championship, and as it stands, we have our first race. We have 10 races. We have 5 tracks. The first race is on random grids, and the second race is on reversed grids of the first race finishers. So the weather is on dynamic, so we will see some great racing. I'm definitely sure about that. Hopefully every driver can keep it clean today, but we will see about that. No qualifying, we are starting to race immediately, and the winners are getting a Discord profile with winning the 5-Lappers championship of today. So we will definitely see some great racing through everyone. Everyone has the same chances by having that random grid at the start of this first race. So it seems like a dry session at the first race here at Baku. So the session is starting in 30 seconds. Everyone's choosing their setup. And we're going to have a dry session. The first race of 1 out of 10. And we're definitely curious how the grid will be set up. We will be racing instantly. So, and we have 3, 2, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go. We have Stan on pole position with Gomez into... Oh, we have already an Alpine with Norge Federico already running it, but I'm not sure what's happening. And away we go. It's Arjun who is having a gap, but Stan is in the first place with Gomez Jante having a second, Gatsby into third, and Joe Royal into P4. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch, but there's an AlphaTauri in the wall. It's Face Pantera, I think, and there's some spinners around. And Arjun having issues at the start of this race, but Stan is still leading with Gomez in second and Gatsby in third. Joe Royal in fifth, Face Pantera in fifth, Fingerhook in sixth, the GOAT of Anxiety into 7 with Lancy following him. But the GOAT is definitely putting the pressure on Fingerhook. Oh, and everyone is just... Everyone got kicked. Well, that's nice. So we will restart the lobby. I will restart the lobby. Don't worry. Oh, we love the new game with such amazing errors. Et voilà. Spa. Silverstone. And at the end we will have China. So we will have to invite everyone again. Thanks to the lovely game we have at the moment. Your Royal Large Anti-Trucker. And let's see who we are missing. I think it's Owen. I really need to see who am I missing. Lancy, Nathaniel, SF Rock and Arjun. And I think we're almost ready again. We're waiting for one driver. And I think everyone is in. So please grab your seat and let's go again. Arjun, please pick your team. Okay, let's ready up now. Ready up. Hopefully I did those things quite well. Hopefully we have a good start now. So hopefully this will be a better start of this championship. And hopefully it will stay dry for the guys, because they had a dry first race, but we will see about that in a moment. And the lobby will start in 30 seconds. Another dry session, it seems. So who is going to be on that pole position on those random grids? And we are almost off our first race of this 5-lap championship series. Here we go. The lights are out and away we go. With Gatsby starting on pole position, Gomez into second. Gatsby managed to keep the lead. And we have some drivers already spinning around. With Gatsby still in P1. Gomez into second, North Federico into third. Joe Royal into fourth. PSD Dogo into fifth, being hunted by Lars into sixth. We have battles on our hands. Look at that. Face Pantera, Dogesu, LT Trucker into P10. And already penalties being handed in the first couple of laps. And it's 2 seconds for Delgezu and 2 seconds for Finghook. But Finghook's already overtaking him and Traka, but still side by side, and it's a really tough track to overtake. We have some great battles on board. With the GOAT into the last spot, losing his entire front wing. So not going to be an amazing start for the Aston Martin team, but Gomez still picking up the pace to catch up on Gatsby, and we have someone in the wall. It's Nathaniel in the McLaren, and Gatsby still running the front, followed by Gomez, who is definitely putting up the pressure. Look at him, he is gaining and gaining, but Gatsby is still looking good so far. And Joe Royal is picking up the pace as well. Into P4, definitely in the slipstream of North Federico. Will he go for a move into turn 1? We will find out. Will he be close enough? North Federico's lights are already flashing. He is going to do a dive bomb, and side by side with North Federico. And Joe Royal made the pass. What a move by Joe Royal. And Arjun gets the move done on PSD Doggo as well. And Lars had a small moment. And Lars has already Delgesu alongside him. Well, we have PSD Doggo getting a move on Arjun, but will he be close enough? Arjun gets to still defends the inside. Well, we have a move between LT Rocker and Losh. So, still some good overtaking opportunities. And Gatsby cutting the corner a little bit. But let's have a look at the closest gap. We have a gap of 3 seconds to Arjun from North Federico. North Federico is definitely closing in to Joe Royal, but I don't think he is close enough to make a move. Well, LT Rocker has been closing in to Delgesu. A lot of fights ongoing. Of course, we have, because of these 5-lap championship series. And we have Delgesu really picking up the slipstream behind Face Pantera. Will he be able to get the move done? He has the slipstream, but the straight line speed of Delgesu is really quick at the moment. Will we get a move? He is going to get a move on the inside now. On the inside of the Face Pantera, his usual teammate in the F1 series, and LT Rocker is right behind him. Face Pantera is struggling, and Gomez is picking up the pace. The DRS has been enabled this lap. Will Gomez Janta be able to pass Gatsby? Will Gatsby have an amazing start of this championship series by picking up those 25 points? We will find out in a moment. It's a really tough track, so we will find out if there will be any overtaking opportunities here. LT Rocker is closing into Face Pantera. Well, Face Pantera is still right behind Del Gesu, all tier 1 drivers, and Owen is 2.2 seconds away. And SF Rock is a little bit behind. Well, we have Dakota and Melly, and Stan is ghosting, I think. Yeah, I think Stan is ghosting because he is already being lapped. Will Gomez be able to get the overtake done? Joe Royal is really close to Gomez. And Owen is in the wall and just didn't finish his race. So he will start at the back on the next race. Well, Joe Royal is really putting the pressure. Well, Gomez Janta and Gatsby. Gomez Janta takes the lead. And Joe Royal's on the inside of Gatsby. Joe Royal is looking very, very quick. And Gatsby into P3. Well, Norris Federico is still right behind him as well. So LT Rocker is still behind. He got the move done on Face Pantera. Now really aiming to get the overtake done on Del Gesu. We're in lap 4 or 5th. Lars gets the move done on PSD Doggo. And LT Trucker gets a 2-second time penalty, which is not going to help him. But we're going to stay on board with the leaders, Joe Royal and Gomez Janta. Joe Royal is really picking up the pace. We're closing into Gomez. Will Joe Royal be able to get the move done on Gomez on the main straight? He is really close enough, winning 4 tenths. And he will pick up the DRS. And will there be a last lap move from Joe Royal? Gets the outside and into turn 1, and he gets the move done even before the turn. So Joe Royal moves up to P1, and the position changes. What are the positions? Joe Royal winning 4 positions, Arjun winning 9 positions, which is a great result from him so far. And Joe Royal managed to keep the lead, but Gomez just needs to stay right behind him to get the DRS and the slipstream in front of him. So will there be a late move at the start finish line? We all know that he needs to stay within those 5 tenths to be able to get the move done. And Gomez is currently on 20% of ERS, and Joe Royal is currently on 40% of ERS left. So, and Joe Royal is picking up the pace, but Gomez has a lot of straight line speed. He's already using his ERS. Will Gomez be able to get the move done on Joe Royal? Joe Royal has 40% left. We will find out in a minute. Gomez Janta is 7 tenths away. Will he be close enough? I don't think he will. So I think it's going to be Joe Royal to be the first winner of this 5-lap championship. Joe Royal gets the win in the first race with Gomez Janta finishing in second, North Federico into third, Gatsby into fourth, Arjun into fifth, Delgazo into sixth, Auto Trucker into seventh, Face Pantera gets past Lancy even before the start finish line, and so does Fingerhook. But Fingerhook gets placed back, and Lars will finish in P11. Max Bell will finish in P12, followed by SF Rock. And the Goat of Anxiety will be finishing in P14, so he has good stuff to start on. The current 5-lapper champion, the Goat of Anxiety, is finishing P14 in his first race. He had a pit stop because of losing his front wing, and Stan will be, I'm not sure where Stan is. So it will be Stan starting from pole position. And will be Stan starting on pole position in the next race. Whoa, what a thrilling race to start on of this championship. And we will have Joe Royal into P1, Gomez Janta into P2, North Federico into P3. Great, massive stuff from everyone outside the top 3. And from next race we will reverse the grids. And a really great race so far. The Goat getting the fastest lap, but I don't think that will count for a point because he has finished outside the top 10. So now I'm going to ask everyone to not ready up yet because I will have the reversed grid order. We have Stan into P1, Nathaniel into P2, and PSD Doggo into P3, And we have Mali into P4. Amantroka into P5. The Goat of Anxiety P6 as of Rock. Max Bell. Lurch. Fingerhook face Pantera. Face Pantera behind Fingerhook, and we will see Lancy behind Face Pantera. We will find LT Raka. We have Delgezu behind Lancy, behind Altiraka. We have Arjun behind Delgezu. We have Gatsby behind Arjun. We have Norge Federico behind Gatsby, Gomez, and Joroyo into 18. Emin Trucker is going to start in front of Mali. So I think this was it. So currently the leader is Joe Royal starting in P18, which will be amazing to see for him to grab some points. Hopefully it will stay dry for the guys again on this tough circuit. Well, we have 18 viewers. Thank you for everyone who is watching our 5-lap championship today. And it seems to be dry again. So our second race of this 5-lap championship series again here at Baku. We are off, and with Stan on pole position, Nathaniel into P2 and PSD Dago into P3. We have already a lot of carnage ongoing. We have the GOAT already spinning, the current championship leader already spinning around, with Stan currently still leading, and Lancy is already out of this race, and Nathaniel already into P2. PZ Duggo is going for a move, but he's not close enough. He's really putting the pressure on Nathaniel, And let's have a look at the current position change. Gomez already winning 8 positions, which is good to see from Gomez. Really picking up the pace to get himself into the top 10. Really good job from him. And Joe Royal winning 6 positions already. And Emma Chalker is ghosted. Not sure what's happening to him. But Stan has good papers. Already having a 1.3 second gap. And Mally is closing in to PSD Doggo. Oh, I'm not sure why you are doing this, Mally. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, Gomez lost it. Please guys, report every incident you've been involved. And let's have a look. Delgezu is putting the pressure. The GOAT and PSD Doggo are going side by side. With Delgezu. Delgezu is going in the pits. And the GOAT is back where he belongs. And Fingerhook is right at the back of Aman Traka. And LT Rocker's in the wall as well. A DNF for him. And oh, Aman Traka clips the wall. Fingerhook definitely putting the pressure on the brother of LT Rocker, Aman Traka. Will he be able to get the move done as soon as possible? He's closing in while Joe Royal is winning 12 positions and keeping out of trouble. Already in the points, Joe Royal. And so is Gatsby. So we have a great fight on our hands. Well, the GOAT had a moment. Owen Towler again getting a DNF. And Stan gets the fastest lap of this race. And Joe Royal gets the move done on Fingerhook, but Aman Trucker is defending for his life. But Joe Royal moves up to P5 already, winning 14 positions in 3 laps. Joe Royal is looking excellent pace. And SF Rock has DNF'd. Not sure what happened to him. Really bad luck for SF Rock so far. With Nathaniel into P2, still in P2, following Stan. And the GOAT is really closing into Fingerhook, really having a good exit. And now, will he be able to get the move done? Oh, Aman Trucker clips the wall. And that will allow Fingerhook to go for an overtaking move. Oh, another clip to the wall for Aman Trucker. Will his front wing still be alive? It's only 5 laps, so you need to take some risks. And the GOAT has a good exit. Will he go alongside Fingerhook? He's choosing different lines. And Max Bell gets the move done on Mally. While Joe Royal is right behind him as well. The move for P4. Joe Royal is going around the outside. And he gets the move done on Mally. Joe Royal winning 15 positions starting from P18, which is really great stuff from Joe. And the GOAT has passed Fingook and Amantraka. And now is aiming for Mali, who is in front, the teammate of the GOAT. And Mali spun! Mali, what happened to you? Mali has spun around. We all know that Baku is a really tough circuit. Fingook is really misjudging his braking point. And we have now Gomez really putting the pressure on both Haases. Waiting for the right moment to overtake. That's how we want to see that, Gomez. And Joe Royal is already on podium course. And Joe Royal is really quick today on those 5 lapper championship series so far. He started from P19, now already into P4, and he is definitely picking up the pace behind Max, the teammate of Joe Royal. He's going through the field if no one's there. Joe Royal on the inside of Max Bell in the last lap gets the overtake done and moves up to P3, and another podium for Joe Royal. Face Pantera is closing into the GOAT. I don't think he's close enough to make the move. And what's happening to the P2 Nathaniel? Yeah, Nathaniel's in P2, I think. I'm not sure, but the lobby is pretty bugged. While Joe Royal is still... I think Nathaniel is in P2, so... And Joe Royal is still 11 seconds behind. Well, we have the GOAT really putting the pressure on Max in the last lap of this. Oh, Face Pantera has. Oh, Face Pantera's in the wall, and that will allow North Federico to get the overtake done, and so is Emmett Trucker closing in. Face Pantera wall definitely. Oh, Face Pantera's in the wall. He has damage on his front wing, but he will keep it, and Stan wins the race. Nathaniel in P2. Joe Royal finishes in... Huh? What's happening to Nathaniel? I think Nathaniel has finished in P2, but not sure what's happening to the lobby. Joe Royal into P2, P3, Max Bow into P4, the GOAT into P5, North Federico into P6, Emmett Trucker 7, Gomez Janta, Face Pantera, Fingerhook, Gatsby, and Nathaniel is just really bugged. So Nathaniel is usually a P2. Arroyo gets the driver of the day. Another great performance from him. And we all know that Nathaniel has finished in P2, but I don't know why, but his session got bugged, so we will fix that at the end of this championship series. Another win for Stan. Really picking up some great points today, starting from P1, finishing in P1, and we have North Federico having another great result as well. Gomez Janta in the top 10, so we have a championship battle on our hands already between Joe Royal, North Federico, Gomez Janta. Gatsby finishing just outside the points, but we will see. We will be driving in on Imola in the next race, so hopefully we will see some better racing in the next couple of races. So we're going to the new track on the game, Imola. Great track to race. Hopefully we're going to have some great opportunities for the overtaking possibilities, but we will see. It's a new track for everyone, so everyone will have to adjust their driving style to keep it on within the track limits. Currently our leader is going to be Joe Royal by a lot of points, having a P1 and P3 so far. And Emin Trucker got disconnected from the session. And it's gonna be a dry session again. And we're going with Nathaniel on pole position. Owen into P2. Lars into P3. Arjun in P4, and away we go with an amazing start from Arjun and Nathaniel, with Owen and Arjun going side by side into turn 1. Owen gets the lead. A great battle between Owen and Arjun. Still going, people going off. Really tight track to get the overtakes done. Gatsby has spun around. And Stan moves up to P5, overtaking Lancy, overtaking Lars, to be honest. And we have some side-by-side battles. Both AlphaTauris having a go. But Owen is currently in the lead, in front of Nathaniel. Arjun into P3, hunting down Nathaniel as well. Let's have a look at the current position changes. Max Bell has just DNF'd from the session. But Arjun is closing in to Nathaniel. Will Arjun get the slipstream behind Nathaniel? We will find out. He has the slipstream. No DRS has been enabled. And side by side with Nathaniel into turn 1. Turn 2, Arjun gets the move done and moves up to P2, and that's a 1-2 for Alpine at this moment. And that's the funniest thing about this championship. Everyone can win it. You just need to have some luck at the start. Joe Royer moves up to P12, still not in the points. And Stan is already into P5. Well, Gomez is hunting down Face Pantera, and Lars is being hunted by the GOAT. And SF Rock is side by side with Lars as well, and he gets the move done. And Owen gets a 2-second time penalty. We have a great battle on our hands. And a battle between the Ferrari and the Williams driver. And Stan and Lancy having a battle. Stan taking the outside line and side by side with Lancy. Lancy defends the inside, and that will allow Face Pantera to go on the outside, but not close enough to make the move. A really new track to everyone. Oh, Face Pantera runs a bit wide. Oh, and Face Pantera gets a good exit. Now side by side with Stan. And Face Pantera. Oh, side by side battle. Oh. Oh. Close battles. Really close battles. Really tough to overtake on this track. But Stan has the outside now on Lancy. And Stan will definitely pick up the DRS and the ERS and the slipstream. So this will be an overtaking opportunity for Stan. Around the outside, maybe the inside, around the outside for Stan on Lancy. And he gets the move done even before turn 1. And the other Ferrari, Gomez, is putting on the inside. But we have seen some great racing so far, which is good to see. And PSD Doggo has DNF'd as well. And we have a battle between both Ferraris. Both Ferraris are picking up some great points. Arjun gets a 2-second time penalty as well, so he needs to pass. Owen on track for the 25 points. And Gomez gets the move done on Lancy. it's a little bit of teamwork ongoing. Because you need to have some great teamwork around this track. Joe Royal is still right behind. Look at the train ongoing. The last lap. And it's going to be Owen on the last lap. Arjun not close enough. Will Owen be able to get and win? I think it's his first win in SRL. Oh, what's happening? A battle between, Lancy and, it's Gomez who spun around and clipped Lancy, and North Federico will be the luckiest one. Lancy really defending hard. And Joe Royal moves up to P7 again. After that start, Joe Royal is just staying out of the troubles with Face Pantera and SF Rock in front of him. But we're going to stay on board with the leaders of this race, Owen and Arjun, both having 2 second time penalties, but the guy behind Nathaniel is just not close enough to have any. But still, Stan is going to be Owen who wins. Arjun in second, Nathaniel in P3, Stan into P4, Face Pantera in P5, SF Rock 6, Joe Royal in 7, Lancy 8, North Federico 9, Mally in 10, LT Rocker jumps Mally, picking up the final point on Imola. Fingerhook in P12, Lars into P13, Gatsby in 14, Evan Tracker 15, the Goat into P16, and Gomez into P17. But Gomez is going to start from pole position. Well, Owen, the luck has turned for you. Joe Royal again the driver of the day, and yeah, he's doing a terrific job actually for grabbing those points. Even starting from P17, winning that positions on this track is just amazing. I'm going to have a quick toilet, guys. So we're going for the random grids. And we will see who is going to start on that pole position. It's going to be Del Gesu starting on pole position. And Gomez Janta into second. With the GOAT into third. And Mantraker into P. Oh, I'm not seeing him in the lobby so far. So Gatsby will start into fourth. And Lars into fifth. Finguk in sixth. Mali in 7. LT Rocker in 8. North Federico in 9. Lancy in 10. Joe Royal in 11. SF Rock in 12. Face Pantera in 13. Stan in 14. Nathaniel in third. Daniel, Arjun and Owen and Max and PSD Doggo are starting at the back. So we will go for the second race. So our second race on Imola, race 4 of 10. Hopefully we will see some rain actually, that will be amazing. To see some guys driving in the rain. We all know that we have a few quick drivers in the rain. Mentioning Gatsby as an example. No, it's going to be a dry session again. Still no rain on board on race 4. With Joe Royal having a confident lead on the championship standings. So we're going to start within 5 seconds. And away we go. Del Gesu is starting on pole position, followed by Gomez Janta. And away we go with a great start from Del Gesu. Gomez Janta having a little bit of a moment, which allows the GOAT getting a move done already on the inside of Gomez Janta. And the GOAT is just into P2, gets a move done on... And we have still some great battles ongoing. Finger who covers up the inside of Lancey as well. Oh, there's a Red Bull spinning. LT Rocker spin. All those tier 1 drivers are spinning around. And Joe Royal having some issues as well. But still winning 2 positions. Joe Royal is driving with his head. And that's just the most important thing. And the GOAT is really pulling away from Gomez Janta. And Mali gets really a move with Gatsby side by side. Gatsby gets a move. What a move by Gatsby into P4. And Delgazu sets the fastest lap. Really small track, so the laps are going to be very short. And look at Mali, Lars and Gatsby are really closing in to everyone. No penalties have been giving out yet. Well, Fingerhook is really chasing down Lars. A big train upcoming from P4 to P14. So everyone is so close to the pace. And LT Trucker has just retired from the session. Mali picks up a 2-second time penalty. And Joe Royal is closing into Lancey side by side now. Oh! Joe Royal gets pushed on the grass, but he still kept it on track. And that was not a nice move from Lancey there. But Lancey is really making himself really big now. With Norge Federico chasing down the current championship leader. On the outside now is Norge Federico ongoing. Will Joe Royal be able to get the move done? And side by side. And there's someone at the back spinning in the gravel. I think it's an Williams. I think it's 10. Oh, what's happening? At the back I saw some carnage. It's Owen. But still, Delgazu is running away from everyone. 1 second gap to the GOAT. And the GOAT has passed Gomez. Well, Lars has just passed Joe Royal. And Joe Royal has just spun around Norge Federico. No points for him. And we're almost in lap 4. But the GOAT is really putting the pressure on Delgazu. Look at the GOAT. He has the slipstream and the DRS. Will it be enough to get the overtake done? He's closing in real quick. Delgazu's red lights are flashing. And the GOAT gets to the outside line. And braking late. And he gets the move done. What a nice move from the GOAT of Anxiety. 5-lap champion at the moment. But as it stands, it will not stay, as Joe Royal is just closing in on everyone. Joe Royal already into P7, another top 10. Lancey gets a 2-second time penalty, and this will mean that Joe Royal gets a place if he can stay within the 2 seconds. What a great battles we have seen so far. Gomez is trying to keep up with Delgazu. Delgazu had a moment, and that will allow Gomez Janta to make the overtake. Last lap is going now. Gomez Janta on the outside of Delgazu. He has the overspeed and he gets it moved on even before the corner. So Gomez Janta gets the overtake done. Nice to see a tier 2 driver overtaking a tier 1 driver on track. And Joe Royal is close to fingerhook. But will Joe Royal go for a late move? We all know that Joe Royal has a good gap on the championship. So he doesn't need to take too many risks. And we have the GOAT winning this race. Gomez Janto into P2. Delgazu in P3. Gatsby in P4. Great race. Great race. Well, this was our race 4. We have seen a great race with the GOAT really dominating. So we're on to race 3. We're driving there on the Belgium circuit. We're on to Spa with Joe Royal definitely on a lead of the championship standings at the moment. Really consistent pace from him. But also Gomez is someone in P2 I think at the moment. So we will see how this ends. Everything can happen. We still have 6 races to go. We're going to the random grid order again. So anyone can be placed on a random spot. With Joe Royal currently leading. Gomez has only a 15-point gap behind him, so really close by everyone. But we all know that Nathaniel deserves 18 points extra, so he will be currently having 39 points as well, so he will be in a P3 position with Stan. Really nice to see. Belgium race 1, and it's another dry session. we're not having any rain so far, so I'm really looking forward to see a rain race actually. It's on dynamic weather, but I'm also very curious what the random grids will put us. The random grids are really shaking up a lot of things. Well, hello Sam, we are really enjoying a lot of racing. Delgazo into P1, the GOAT into P2 and Joe Royal into P3. We have a nice battle ongoing for the first 3 positions. We have Delgazo having an amazing start, but the GOAT has an amazing start as well. Already on the outside. And it's already spinning around. Joe Royal takes P1 and Delgazo has just clipped the GOAT. Delgazo's in the wall. And Joe Royal is currently in P1, but look at Arjun, he's picking up the slipstream. He will definitely go for that P1 position. He's on the inside now of Joe Royal, but Joe Royal picks up the ERS now, and now, a bit of a touch on the back of Joe Royal, and Joe Royal is really looking good. Joe Royal in P1. Let's have a look at the current position changes. Face Patera winning already 5 positions. A battle between the Ferraris. Gomez having a go on Stan. And PSD Doggo is already in the wall, which is unfortunate for him. But look at Arjun, he is really flying. He is closing the gap on Joe Royal. Definitely having the advantage on the straight line speed. And the GOAT is having a go on Face Pantera and he gets the move done. Joe Royal is having the fastest lap. Look at Arjun, he is so quick. He should be tier 1 material. He's really closing into Joe. But Arjun knows he doesn't need to take too many risks. But look at Arjun, he is gaining and gaining on Joe Royal. He is gaining and gaining on the inside now for P1. A battle for P1 into turn 4, I think. And Arjun gets the move on into P1. And Face Pantera has spun around. And the Ferrari boys are again smashing it all. And Stan is really putting the pressure on the GOAT. And Arjun had a moment and that will allow Joe Royal to take over the lead. But does Arjun has any damage? I don't think he has, but he has some struggles on the tires. And Gomez is closing in to Stan as well. Look at Norge Federico. Norge Federico is closing into Lancy. Stan gets the fastest lap on his belts. And we're in lap 3. And the GOAT is really closing into Arjun. Look at the GOAT. The GOAT is on a mission to close in on the guys in front. He had some bad luck at the start of this race. And Arjun had a slippery moment there out of that curve, but he still kept it on the track. And still kept it within the 5/10 of Joe Royal. Arjun is really flying. And SF Rock is putting the pressure on Fingerhook. Look at SF Rock. The McLaren driver, I don't think he had a lot of luck in the past races. And so did LT Rocca. Currently in P. Look at SF Rock, gets the move done already. And Gomez is closing into Stan. And Stan is closing into the GOAT. And we have a 5-way battle between these five guys. Arjun gets the fastest lap, and Arjun is really putting the pressure on Joe Royal. Look at Arjun. Arjun is closing in. He has the slipstream and the DRS, and he has the straight line speed. We all know that he has. So he is going for an overtaking opportunity on Joe Royal, and they're going side by side now. But it will be Arjun who will be in front. And Arjun is staying away from the curbs. And Arjun takes over the lead with Joe Royal being in P2 and the GOAT in P3. And the top runners are having a really close battle. Oh, it's Owen. Owen spun. And Arjun is really picking up the pace. Look at Arjun. But Joe Royal is closing in on him. He wants to stay real close. A lot. But the GOAT is really looking to have a go on the Joe Royal. On the inside. No. He's not close enough. But will there be a move for the GOAT of Anxiety, the last race winner? Can he get that double win? Will he be able to get the double win? I'm not sure if he can, but he has the straight line speed and he is within 9/10. And look at Joe Royal. We will find out. This is the moment to overtake. Joe Royal is picking up the pace to Arjun. Arjun is really covering the inside. But Joe Royal is passing him on the outside. But Arjun is still there. And what a move. Yeah, again. Joe Royal is just so consistent in these races. Joe Royal is just really doing a terrific job at the moment. Oh, we have someone running wide. It's Arjun. And that will allow the GOAT to get the move done. Yes. No. Arjun will stick it on the out. Oh, what a battle. And the GOAT spun around. Oh, what a battle. But unfortunate for GOAT because he had some great points in the back. And Joe Royal is going to extend his championship lead to get the win here at Spa in race 1. Look at Joe Royal getting the win. Arjun in second. Oh, what's happening? The Ferraris are... What's happening between the Ferraris? Arjun in second. North Federico in third. Lancy in fourth. Gomez is fifth. Stan 6th, SF Rock 7, Fingerhook 8, the GOAT in 9, Max Bell in 10, Nathaniel in 11, Larson in 12, Mally in 13, Owen in 14, Gatsby 15, Face Pantera in 16, and Trucker is going to finish in 17. And Gatsby's going to finish. And Face Pantera into P16. Oh. What's happening to them? They both spin. What the hell? And LG Rocker they're just waiting to get that pole position. Oh guys, come on. Face Pantera. Well, Joe Royal extends his championship lead to a lot of points actually. Arjun finishing in second, North Federico in third. It's going to be Face Pantera on pole position and LT Rocka into P2. So we are going to have some great battles at the front. So we're going to have some reverse grids again. It's going to be Face Pantera on pole position and LT Rocker on P2. And let's see who is next. Gatsby in P3, Owen in P4, and Mally Larsh, Nathaniel Max, the Goat, Fingerhook, SF Rock, Stan, Gomez, Lancy, North Federico, Arjun, Joe Royal. And off we go for the race 6. Joe Royal has a 30-point lead, which is amazing. But still we have 5 races to go, so everything can happen. No wet race again, still a dry one. Oh. After this track we have Silverstone. And after that one we have China. So I'm really curious what everyone can do on those tracks. So we are off on the race 6 of the 5 Leopard Championship Series with Face Pantera starting on pole position. Alongside him is our LT Rocker, but Face Pantera had a great start, but LT Rocker is already on the outside now and still kept it clean. But LT Rocker is picking up the slipstream and really going for the move. And look at LT Rocker, he's really close behind. Face Pantera clips a little bit of grass and that will allow LT Rocker to get the overtake done. And LT Rocker moves up to P1. Owen Towler is into P3. And Gatsby is into P4. And oh, Joe Royal had a moment. Oh, Joe Royal, the championship leader. Did he lose his front wing? Hopefully he didn't. But all of the drivers who can challenge him are outside the top 10, so everything can happen. Oh, Gatsby! And Mali is closing in to Nathaniel. Look at Arjun winning 8 positions already. Arjun is really picking up the points and closing into the goat of anxiety. He's not close enough. Trucker gets the fastest lap. And look at Nathaniel. Nathaniel is putting the pressure on Mali. And look at Nathaniel. Nathaniel is picking up the slipstream now. Will he be able to close the move? Will he be able to make the move? He's closing in. Gets the outside. And he will be alongside Mali, but he's not close enough. So he needs to wait for the right moment. And look at Arjun, who is really putting the pressure on the goat. The goat runs wide. Arjun takes the inside. And now side by side. And the goat pushes Arjun a bit wide. But Arjun has the speed. Look at him. And the goat has a moment, and look at Arjun really taking the outside, but the goat is covering the inside, and that will allow Arjun not to make the overtake. But Arjun just needs to wait for the right moment. Arjun, really good competitor. And Trucker is still leading the race. And we will go to round 3. Trucker gets the fastest lap. Owen Toller gets the fastest lap now. And Owen looks really quick on Belgium. And Face Pantera will pick up the DRS. But LT Rocker is really using his DRS to defend from him. And he is covering the inside line. And Face Pantera is not close enough. But look at Owen. He is putting the pressure on Face Pantera. And look at this train ongoing. And Arjun gets a good exit. Will he be close enough to make a move on the goat? He is showing himself that he wants to overtake Don. And look at Arjun, he's really confident on those curbs. Because the curbs on this game are so slippery. Oh, and the goat goes for the side-by-side battle with Gatsby. And look at Arjun going for it as well. What a move by the goat and Gatsby. And Arjun. Oh, a small touch. No damage for Arjun. And Gatsby goes for the switchback. But not close enough. And look at Face Pantera. He gets the move done, and now LT Rocker picks up the slipstream. A really smart move from LT Rocker to pick up the slipstream in front of Face Pantera. Trucker knows when to overtake, and that's right now. And Owen on the inside now. Owen on the inside of Face Pantera. But Owen made it stick. And Face Pantera is still in P2. And Mali has just lost it. And Arjun is closing into the goat. And Joe Royo is going to finish outside the points. Oh, what's happening to Nathaniel? And now allowed to go to overtake. Yes, and Arjun as well. What a battle. Arjun and the goat, you are definitely putting up a show here. And look at Arjun going for the outside. Oh, Nathaniel in the wall. And Arjun gets the overtake done, but the goat is braking later. And now it will be Arjun picking up the slipstream and the DRS on the goat. And will Face Pantera be close enough to LT Raka to get the move done? In the last lap we go. Face Pantera is picking up the slipstream and the DRS, and now on the outside for P1, and he gets the move done. And now Arjun gets the move done on the goat as well. And that will promote Arjun to P4 and the goat to P5. But on board with the quickest guys at the moment, Owen really following. That's great to see from Owen. As a tier 2 driver, really following the quickest guys of tier 1. We're currently on the last lap. The goat is really struggling, and that will allow Gatsby to go on the outside. Will this be an overtaking opportunity for Gatsby? Because the goat is struggling on his tires. The current 5-lap champion, the goat of anxiety, is just not happy about the pace he has at the moment. But we're going to stay on board with the current winners. The Face Pantera picking up 25 points. And now LT Rocker! No! In the last corner, he is in the wall. And that will allow Arjun. And LT Rocker in P4. Arjun in P3 and the GOAT in P5. Wow, what a thrilling of a race. Gatsby in P6, North Federico in 7, Gomez in P8, SRL in 9, Mali in 10, Fingerhook in 11, Delgezu 12, Nathaniel in 13, Max Bell 14, Joe Royal in 15, Lars in 16, Lancy 17, PSC Dogo in 18. This was one of the best races so far, I think. Well, another thrilling race on our boards with Face Pantera winning, Owen Towler in P2, Arjun in P3, LT Rocker in P4, The Code of Anxiety in P5, Gatsby in P6, North Federico in P7, Gomez Janta into P8, SF Rock in 9, Melly picks up the last point, and Fingerhook, Delgezu, Nathaniel, Max Bell, Joe Royal, the current championship leader, in P15, Lars in P16, Lancy 17, PST Dogo into P18 and Stan in P19. So we're racing at Silverstone in the next race. We're going for random grids. It's going to be a dry session again. And we're already going for race 7 here at the 5 Leopard Championship Series. With Face Pantera starting on pole position alongside Lars, the goat of anxiety, into P2, already winning a position. And he is really aiming to close the gap on Joe Royal, who is starting outside the top 10. So we have the goat of anxiety really chasing down Face Pantera. Lars in P4 being hunted by Norge Federico. Max Bull, Fingerhook and Catsby are in a battle as well. I'm going to invite someone to be joining us for the last races. It's going to be Sammy, but we will Face Pantera is currently in the lead, still right in front of the goat of anxiety. The goat of anxiety is going to be hunted by Owen again. Owen is having excellent pace as a tier 2 driver, which is great to see from him. Norge Federico is closing into him as well. So tier 2 is really challenging tier 1 today, which is great to see. Joe Royal is in the points as well, with Fingerhook and Lars right in front of him. But look at Joe Royal, he is really picking up pace and just doing a double overtake on Lars and Fingerhook, and now is in P6. It's his home race, but great to see from him. But look at Owen. Owen is right behind the goat of anxiety. Now on the outside into a really close corner. Owen and the goat of anxiety are still side by side. Will there be a clash between them? No, they are still keeping it clean, and that's how racing should be. And look at that. Owen is in front, but the goat is on the outside. What a battle. And Face Pantera is really picking up some points. And oh, Owen, what a late move. And still right behind the goat of anxiety. Max Bell and Joe Royal are having a battle, but Joe Royal has the better exit. And now that will allow Joe Royal to get the overtake done. And now Joe Royal moves up to P5. And the Goat of Anxiety has been overtaken by Owen, but the Goat of Anxiety is taking a look on the inside now. And he gets the move on Owen and is back in P2. And what a battle between Owen and the Goat of Anxiety. Owen gets a 2-second time penalty, so that will not help him at the end of the race. But Owen has picked up some great pace throughout this 5-lap championship series. And Face Pantera has the advantage of a 2.4 second gap. And Owen runs wide. And he will get the overtake done, but he runs a bit wide and definitely picked up a warning for that. And SF Rock is now closing in to Max Bell. He's closing in, going to Maggots and Backets. He needs to have a good exit to pick up the DRS and DRS. So we will see if that will be close enough to make the overtake. He is closing in, but he's not close enough. He has a good exit. Now he's going to have a look on the inside. And he is now side by side with Max Bell. And he gets the move done. So SF Rock moves up to P6. And Joe Royal is pushing and pushing to close up on the guys in front. And Gatsby is at the back of Lorsch. Look at Gatsby, he has a good exit. Will he get the overtake done on Lars? Lars is defending the outside line and Gatsby gets the move done even before the corner. So Gatsby moves up to P10. And the Goat of Anxiety is closing in too. And Owen picks up another penalty. And he has 4 seconds of penalties. And the Goat is going for the inside move and gets the move done. But let's stay on board with Face Pantera, who is going for another win. We all know that Face is quick as hell, but a second win for Face Pantera. The Goat gets the fastest lap and finishes up into that P2. Norge Federico in P3, Joe Royal in P4, Owen in P5 because of his 4-second time penalty. Well, Joe Royal finishes another great run from him. Well, Lancey is going to finish in P16. So he will take the professional pole, but PSD Doggo is going to take the pole position. Del Gezu gets the driver of the day because he won the most positions, I think. So we're going to have another reverse grid order on Silverstone. PSD Doggo is going to first. We have a new driver on the grid today, Sammy Jansen. Sammy just joined us, replacing a few drivers who have had to leave. Gomez, Janta, Nathaniel, Mally and Lars, Gatsby, Fingerhook, Max Ball, Del Gezel, SF Rock, Owen, Royal, North Federico, the Goat, and Face Pantera. We have a new driver on the grid today, it's Sammy Jansen. Really curious what everyone can do. Joe Royo is currently leading the championship by a lot of points, so who can be challenging him for that 5-leopard champion Discord tag? So we will see if anyone can challenge him. He needs to have bad luck in the couple of races. So we're going with 3-5 red lights to go, and we are off at a race 8 on this 5-lap championship with PSD Doggo running away with into P1 again. Lancy P2, Stan in P3, with Nathaniel and Gomez having a battle for P4. A really tough battle between these two. Gomez really needs to shake up on getting those points. And Joe Royal already winning 4 positions. Again, amazing stuff from that P1 in the championship. And Lars gets the move on Mally on the outside now. Will Mally be able to get the move on? Mally leaves space to him. And Lancy moves up to P1. And PSD Doggo into P2. And Nathaniel is closing into PSD Doggo as well. But will he be close enough? We're going to Maggots and Backets. PSD Doggo really struggling and losing place after place. And Gomez Janta on the outside of Nathaniel. And really close racing. Gomez going for the switchback move. And Lars is closing in. Mally, Gatsby and Joe Royal are so close behind. Joe Royal is really calculating the moves. That you can see that. Oh, and there's already someone spinning around. I think it's Face Pantera. Look at Joe Royal. Joe Royal moves up to P7. Winning 7 positions already. Really looking confident on this track. And he has Lars and PSD Doggo in front of him. Well, Gomez Janta is really putting the pressure on Nathaniel. Gomez Janta gets a 2-second time penalty, which is not going to help him at the end of this race. And Joe Royal is going to close up the gap on Lars. Joe Royal is on a charge, but Stan is as well. Lancy gets the fastest lap. And we have 3 laps to go on Silverstone. After this one we're heading to China, which is a very unknown track for everyone on this game. And Gatsby is closing into Joe Royal as well. Lars is covering the inside, but no, he is still on the outside now. Lars is going for the switchback, but Joe Royal has the speed. Joe Royal is, oh, a little bit of a touchy moment there between Lars and Gatsby, but they still kept it on track. And no front wing damage for them. Oh, and people are running outside of track. It's SF Rock is struggling with his default setup. And look at that, Gatsby on the outside of Lars. So is Delgesi on the inside. And Lars needs to be very aware of his surroundings here. He's going to be attacked by everyone on this track. Oh, he is getting attacked by everyone on this track. Let's have a look at the front runners between Lancy, Nathaniel and Gomez Janta. Lancy's running away with it. Clean air he has. And Joe Royo is in P5. He has Stan in front of him. But Joe Royo is really looking to crown himself a 5-lapper champion today, because he is looking really consistent. Owen, no! Owen has not finished the race while the GOAT is hunting down Delgezu. And we're going to switch back to the front runners. Gomez Genta has picked up a 2-second time penalty, which is not gonna help him. Oh, Lancy! Lancy spun around, and that will allow Joe Royo to be in P4, Stan in P3, and Gomez in P2. And Nathaniel is currently leading. I think it's Nathaniel's home Grand Prix, so he will be very concentrated to get this home Grand Prix win. Tier 2 is really enjoying this, because Nathaniel is currently leading with Gomez following him behind. But let's have a look at the leaders, because Joe Royo, I don't think he has the pace to catch up on Gomez. But again, he did a terrific job here. And we must admit, Joe Royo is on the pad, guys. But Gomez is going for the move on the inside now. He has the advantage on the tires, but Nathaniel knows that he doesn't need to take any risks because he has a penalty. Gomez takes the win on track, but it will be Nathaniel winning and Stan into that P2 position. Gomez into P3. Joe Royo finishing in P4. Another great result from Joe Royo, our championship leader. The GOAT into P5. Delgezu in 6. Norwich Federico in 7. Gatsby in 8. Sammy Jansen from the last spot. He has put himself into P9, picking up some points. Great job from everyone. Good race to see. And we're heading to the last 2 rounds of this championship series. It's going to be driven in China. man. Don't ready up when I say so. So we're heading into race 9 with Joe Royal having a confident lead with 26 points ahead of the Goat of Anxiety. We have random grids, so where will they end up? Nathaniel will be awarded with 18 points extra at the end of this session, so we will keep an eye on that as well. So we're heading to our last 2 rounds of this championship. Oh, dry session, still really close to rain. So we're having 2 rounds left on this 5-lap championship series. Definitely really cautious with that everyone can do. We have Max Ball on pole position, starting in front of North Federico into P2, and away we go in round 9 with a great start from North Federico, already taking up the lead with Max Bell and the Goat Anxiety right behind, and Joe Royal is just into P8 already, P7. Oh, really good stuff from Joe there. Already into, and the Goat is already, oh, the championship challenger is already around, and Stan is already into P2. PSD Doggo into P4. And let's have a look. Position changes. Stan won 4 positions. Face Pantera won 9 positions. And Joe just needs to, if he can manage to keep the gap on 25 points, he is a champ already. So Joe Royal just needs to stay within the 26-point gap of the Goat of Anxiety, which is already been done. I think it's Joe Royal is going to be crowned as a champion after this race. But behind we have Joe Roy already on the inside of PSD Doggo. And Joe Roy, oh, really calculated move there from Joe. And Face Pantera is following him. Really close racing by everyone. No big gaps. And we have already a reigning champion here for Joe Royal. Definitely looking to be so quick on every track so far. Joe Royal just overtook Max Bell, his teammate, and not sure if Mercedes is the quickest on the constructors as well, but Joe Royle is just looking amazing. Face Pantera is at the back of the teammate of Joe Royle. And a little bit of wheel banging between Face and Max. Face gets the better exit. And he gets the overtake done. And SF Rock is taking a look on the inside of Gomez Jante. And look at Nathaniel and Max. Nathaniel has the outside line and has the quicker line. And he gets the move done. A great move by Nathaniel. Really choosing different lines compared to his opponent. And Joe Royle is already within 1 second of Gatsby. And Sammy picks up a 3-second time penalty. Gatsby has a 2-second time penalty as well. So Joe Royle is closing in. And Sammy has just retired. And North Federico is building up his gap, and this is good for the Williams team actually. I think the Williams team is looking very good on the constructors with Stan and North Federico really being so close. Face Pantera sets the fastest lap, while Joe Royle is just taking different lines compared to Gatsby. A great battle between these two. Look at them. But Gatsby stays in front. Gatsby is just an amazing driver, and so is Joe Royle. So we have a great battle on our hands. Oh, Face Pantera gets past Joe Royle. Face Pantera is joining the party. And Face Pantera gets the exit and covers the inside on Gatsby. And he gets the move done. And now we're heading in the second straight. Joe Royle is looking to have grip on the outside, but goes for the switchback move and has the better exit and will get the DRS enabled. Joe Royle runs a bit wide, but still keep it in P4. But Face Pantera is looking. Oh, Face Pantera lost it in the wall, and that's unfortunate for Face. If he can continue to look at the battle behind between SF Rock and Gomez Janta and Fingerhook, and also Max Bell, and so is Lancy joining. So Gatsby still right behind Joe Royle, but Joe Royle has the pace, and Joe Royle is just going to get the championship win. With one race to go, he is going to be our 5-lapper champion. North Federico has amazing pace, to be honest. So North Federico is going to win his first race in SRL as an official race. And the Williams team will be very happy about this one. North Federico crossing the line into first. With Stan, his teammate, running into P2. Joe Royal into P3. Gatsby in P4. Nathaniel in P5. SF Rock into P6. Gomez Janta 7. Fingerhook 8. Mac Lancy into P9. Max Bow into 10. PSD Duggo into P11. Mali in 12. Lars into P13. Face Pantera 14. Delgezu, they're still racing, so we have to wait. And Lars will make an overtake on Mali. Because I think he has front wing damage. Well, this was race 9 of the 5 Leopard Championship Series. We already are crowning a champion today. Because Joe Royal is just outstanding, and he has just proved that he has the pace for every track so far, and also having the pace to keep up with everyone and just stay out of trouble, which is, I think, one of the most important things. Staying out of trouble. So we're heading on the last round. So we're heading to our last race of this session and of this championship. So we're going to set up the last reversed grids with Owen going to be on pole position for the last race, followed by Face Pantera into P2, followed by the Goat of Anxiety into P2, 3. Oh, not sure where he is. I think he left the lobby. So it's going to be Delgezu in P3, Mali P4, Lars in P5, PSD Doggo and Max behind, Lancy, Fingerhook, Gomez Chanta, SF Rock, Nathaniel, Mr. Gatsby, Joe Royal, Stan and North Federico and Sammy. So yes, we are ready to get some racing in race 10, the last race of this championship. Still, the last race is not going to be a rain session. Again, it's going to be dry. We haven't seen a rainy session so far, so interesting to see how the last race will go. And we already have a champion, but still the challenge for P2 and the challenge for the Constructor Championship is still ongoing. So we're definitely going to see some great racing at the last race here at China. Round 10 of the 5 Leopard Championship Series. Here we go with Owen Toler on pole. Face Patera and P2. Melly already. Oh guys, come on, the last race. There are already guys spinning around. A lot of racing already, and we have seen some spins. And look at Sammy, late braking by North Federico already into P11 and Stan already into P6. And Joroyo has already a penalty. He already has the championship win, so I don't think he won't mind it, but Mali will be in P3, followed by PSD Doggo, but PSD Doggo is under pressure of Dalgezu, the teammate of him. And look at Dalgezu, he is picking up the slipstream, but look at the straight line speed of PSD Doggo. Dalgezu is doing a late dive bomb. And Stan is already around the outside. Yeah, PC Doggo, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Come on. You really did this yourself. You're just really fucking... Don't complain about everything, because you did it all yourself. And Face Pantera is really having a hunt on Owen Towler. Lancy and PSD Doggo didn't finish the race. Gatsby is really looking to have a go on Sammy. Really about experience now. Gatsby has the experience on this track. I don't know if Sammy has. A tier 2 against the tail one. And Gatsby's braking late. Owen Toler gets the fastest lap and is really putting the pace up against Face Pantera. Both driving on the pads. Look, oh, Owen in the wall, and that will allow Face to go up into P1, and now Melly moves up to P2. Well, Dagezo is getting a move done on the P2 now on Melly. What a move. Oh, Melly's struggling, Melly's struggling. Oh. And that will allow Stan to go into P3, winning 12 positions already. And Sammy is still under pressure of Gatsby. And Joe Royal is right behind him as well. And Joe Royal is the champion of today. We all know that. But now it's all about Face Pantera getting that win. He has. I think he might be able to finish in P2. In the standings, but let's stay on board with Stan. Stan, what can you do in the last couple of laps? We're only having 2 laps to go now. Face Pantera currently leading. SF Rock is really closing in to Stan. Will SF Rock be able to get the overtake done on Stan Dan? We will find out in a moment. We have 4 tier 1 drivers at the top now, with Sammy really still in front of Gatsby. And Owen has DNF'd. And Fingerhook, I think, will not continue as well. He has lost his front wing. And Delgezo and SF Rock are having a battle. No, Delgezo and Stan are having a battle. Face Pantera gets the fastest lap. And Stan is really putting the pressure on Delgezo. And Stan brakes earlier to maybe even put it up on the inside, but no, he's not close enough. Look at Stan, he's really struggling on those. Oh, he has lost a little bit of his front wing. Oh, look at, no, he didn't. And Sammy had a moment. So Joe Royal moves up to P7 and another point finish. Really consistent driver, that Joe Royal. And North Federico gets a move on Nathaniel. Nathaniel spinning around. And well, we have Face Pantera going to cross the line. The last corner now. He's going to win another race. Delgaso in second. Oh, Stan! Stan finishes in the wall. Gatsby into P4. As a Rock in P3. Melly in P5. Jeroy on 6. Max Bell in 7. Norge Federico in 8. Sammy is DNF'd as well. His car is in the air. And Nathaniel will finish in 9th. Whoa, what an end, I think. Holy moly, Fingerhook is going to cross the line as the last driver to finish this race. We have had some great races today, great battles, and really enjoyed this one. Thank you for everyone who has participated on this 5 Leopard Championship Series. Congratulations to Joe Royal, who has won the Driver Championship, and really looking forward to the next 5 Leopard Championship, as we have going to be planned next week. I'm not be streaming that one, but we will see. Face Pantera takes the win, and Joe Royal takes the win in the Driver Championship. The constructors will be decided later on this, after the steward reports. But anyway, thank you for all, and hopefully you enjoyed this one. I will see you next time. I will not be hosting and streaming the next 5 Leopard Championship, but I will see you soon on the usual tier races. Bye bye.